Okay. So what are the different types of karma? You know, what are the different types of karma? Yes. Let me unmute.
Karma is akarma, vikarma, and
Yes, akarma, vikarma, karma, then
Nishkama karma.
three types.
Nishkama karma.
nishkama karma. Very good.
Nishkama, yes.
Nishkama means
Non-fruitive.
Giving the fruits to the
Giving the
Lord,
fruits
like
to the
doing the
Lord.
activity, but giving the fruits to the
Without expecting any results.
yeah, without expecting any results. So it's like giving up the fruits of activities to Krishna. Or yes, that is nishkama karma yoga. Very good. And akarma is what?
devotional activity.
Devotional service.
Devotional
For which there is no
service.
reactions at all.
Yeah.
In fact, it takes away all your reactions, negative and positive, all the sin and bias deeds. Okay, the reactions are taken away. And so yeah, we'll start with the karma yoga. So Krishna is trying to attract all class of people to him. So that's why, you know, he is talking about karma yoga right now. So initially, when I have this brainstorming session, anybody can unmute and speak. Later on, we can do, you can raise your digital hand and speak. Okay, so it's about karma yoga. Arjuna uvaja jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tam kim karmani ko rema myo jayasi keshava. Okay, so here Arjuna is asking some questions of Srila Prabhupada. Oh Janardana or Keshava, why do you want to engage me in this ghastly warfare? If you think that intelligence is better than fruitive work, why is Krishna called Keshava? You can put in the chat, the host. Krishna is called Keshava. Yes. Yes, Sukeshi demon, right? Somebody was telling that because Krishna have nice hair. Okay, Kesha means Kesha, Grishada, Kesha is hair, but doesn't mean Krishna has nice hair, so he called the name Keshava now. And the Dashavatar Stotra says what? Keshavadrida Meena Sharira, Keshavadrida Narahari Rupa, right? Keshava. Who's Keshava? Krishna. Okay, so it is called Keshavadrida Meena Sharira. So Keshava is Krishna. So we should know that the Dashavadar Stotra is basically indicating about Krishna, okay? And he have taken the different avatar. So here he is asking, what should I do? So here, sometimes Krishna consciousness is misunderstood as inertia. And one have such misunderstanding, it withdraws someone to a secluded place to become fully Krishna conscious by chanting the holy name. But actually, it's not so. Without getting trained in the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, it's not advisable to chant the holy name in a secluded place, because that is only for cheap adoration, right? It's not possible. So what are those kind of people who sit in one place and just chant the holy name? They are also devotees, but they just do their personal sadhana. You know what they are called? There are two types of people. One is they who just sit in one place and chant the holy name. And the other one who actually preaches. Yes, Sri Devi Mataji. Yes, Bhajananandis. So Bhajananandis and Goshtanandis. So they are devotees, these two type of people. They are devotees only. Bhajananandis are someone who just do their personal sadhana. Like they doesn't do any devotional, preaching work. Okay, and Goshtanandi is somebody who preaches the Krishna consciousness. So there are two types of devotees, Bhajananandis and Goshtanandis. Oh, Mataji, I didn't make you the co-host. Yeah, you can post the link, attendance link to everyone, Mataji. Okay, so Bhajananandis and Goshtanandis. So Prabhupada says, don't try to become a Bhajananandi like Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur can sit in the cave. I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, chapter 3. This is about glories of Srila Haridas Thakur. And as I was reading, first is like the prostitute goes and try to, if nobody knows, someone doesn't know about Haridas Thakur pastime, just let me know after the class, I can discuss. So one prostitute comes and try to induce him, but then for 3 days, he chants the holy name and convert her to a devotee. Immediately after that, Maya Devi herself, the pleasure potency of the Lord. It's mentioned Maya Devi herself came for 3 days, right, in use Haridas Thakur, but nothing happened. So he is a strict Bhajananandi, as well as he is Goshtanandi also. He was spreading the Harinam. But we should not imitate. No, we can't imitate Haridas Thakur. He is Brahma. So Prabhupada says, like, don't try to be a Bhajanandi. We can have to be Goshtanandis. What do you mean by Goshtanandi? That is, they preach. So Krishna says, Shri Bhagavan Vaja Loke Asmin Vivita Nishta Pura Prokta Mayanaga Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. He, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, O sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are 2 classes of men who try to realize the self. Some are inclined to understand it by empirical and philosophical speculation, and others by devotional service. So some just do a mental speculation, and others by devotional service. So which is very important? Should we know the philosophy, or should we be religious? What is your opinion? Philosophy, religion, both? Yes, both is important. If religion is done without philosophy, it's just sentiments. And if there is philosophy without religion, it's just mental speculation. So Prabhupada later on mentions in the purport. So Sankhya Yoga is an analytic study of nature of spirit and matter. It's a subject matter for a person who are inclined to speculate and understand things by experimental knowledge and philosophy. The other class of men work in Krishna consciousness. If you want to know who your father is, you ask your mother. Very easy, right? Similarly, if you want to know who God is, ask your spiritual master or study from the Vedas, Shabda Praman. That's easiest way than experimenting it. So Prabhupada says religion without philosophy is just sentiments. It's fanaticism. Sentimentally means you're chanting the holy name, you are worshipping, but you're not able to understand that I am spirit, soul, or part and parcel of the Lord. But you know the philosophy, but you're not chanting the holy name, then it is just mental speculation. So both should go hand in hand. That's what Srila Prabhupada gave us, the books as well as the chanting of the holy name. Prabhupada could have just given the holy name, not write all the books. Then what will happen to us? We will be chanting, but we won't be fixed in devotional service. We won't do service at that time. But if Prabhupada gave us a lot of books, but didn't give us chanting the holy name, then it's very difficult for us to reach, go back to Krishna. It's just chanting. So both Prabhupada gave us. He gave the Archa mark, like the deity worship, offering bhog and everything. Along with that, he gave us all the philosophy and books, right? So both is needed. Nakarmanam arambha naishkarmyam purusho asnude nacha sanyasanad eva siddhim samadhigacchati. Not by merely abstaining from work can one achieve freedom from reaction, nor by renunciation alone can one attain perfection. So can someone say what are the two, what is the types of renunciation, you know? Renunciation means giving up everything and just going, right? So it's like a vairagya or detachment. So what are the types of vairagya, you know? Yeah, sannyasis, but can you be more specific? Yeah, when sannyasis are vairagis, but there are different type of sannyasis. Yes, Prakash Parekh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Renunciation could be of the 3 types according to the modes. It could be a mode of goodness, or mode of passion, or mode of ignorance. Yes.
So the 3 modes, the renunciation can happen. Very nice. And Charu Mataji put in the chat that yes, Yukta Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya. Mataji, can you explain a little bit what you know about it?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yukta Vairagya is like using things, I mean renouncing, but using things for the service of the Lord.
Very good.
Falgu Vairagya is artificial renunciation, like outwardly we renounce, but inwardly craving for that sense.
Very good, very good. Yes. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also mentions that anasaktasya vishaya yadarham upayunchite nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagya muchite. So yukta vairagya means using everything in Krishna service. Like Srila Prabhupada didn't renounce anything. He used the flights, he used the dictaphone, he used the typewriter and everything for Krishna service. Even his guru Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to have these those days cars to go and preach Krishna consciousness. To see the car, people will come and then he'll preach Krishna consciousness. Like this laptop now is used to study Bhagavad Gita. So this is also Yukta Vairagya, using everything in Krishna service. That is the right way to do it. Yukta Vairagya. Okay, nothing belongs to us. So why do you renounce? You go in front of the Reserve Bank of India and you say, I renounce you. I renounce you because it doesn't belong to you, right? Nothing belongs to us, even this body, nothing belongs to us. Everything belongs to Krishna. Ishavashyam asamitam sarvam. So Krishna gave this money, Krishna gave me this education, Krishna gave me this body so that I use everything in Krishna's service. No, it belongs to him. So why don't you use it in his life, in his service? Why do you say artificially renounce? As Mataji said, that's Falgu Vairagya. So what is Falgu Vairagya? Falgu Vairagya means artificial renunciation. Okay, so artificial. It is not the right type of Vairagya. Okay, so Falgu Vairagya is anything associated with Krishna, you just renounce it. Okay, so Hari Sambandhi Vastina, you will just do it like you know it is Krishna's related to Krishna's service, but then you just as a market or a monkey, it's renounced. What do you see? A monkey, it doesn't stand in one branch, it just keeps jumping, and it looks very renounced. It doesn't have a cloth, it doesn't have a house. No, but then inside, what is the monkey thinking? Those who went to Vrindavan knows. Monkey keeps, yeah. Monkey keeps grabbing things from you. He just is thinking about his sense gratification. He takes your spectacles and mobiles and whatnot. So that's called Markata Vairagya. It's also called Falgu Vairagya. Falgu Vairagya means it is not the right type of Vairagya. So the Falgu is a river in Gaya. Anybody knows the specialty of Falgu river? Yes, Sarbani Mataji, what is the specialty of Falgu river?
Mataji, Pindadan is done there, long
specialty of the river, anything with the river. Yes, that's fine. Ishwar Kumar Prabhu?
From outside, it is looking river, but there is no water in that. Actually, that river is flowing underneath.
No, there is water, but a little more specific. Yes, Prakash Parekh.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Falgu river is the one which where there is very shallow water. Though it looks a deep water, the moment you put a feet, there is a sand there.
Yeah, so that means it looks deep from outside. Yeah, Kishore Kumar Prabhu is little almost near. Yeah, Charu Mataji. So it's very shallow. It looks deep. It looks deep as if, oh, I should not go into the river. It's like very deep. But the moment you put your leg into it, it's like very shallow. The sand is already there. So it looks deep, but it's not deep. It's shallow. Similarly, it looks like renunciation, but it's not actual renunciation. So that's called Falgu Vairagya. Like Markada Vairagya. It's not the real type of renunciation. Okay, Prapanchikata Yakutya Hari Sambati Vastina Momukshibi Parityago Vairagyam Falgu Kruchyate Tatyade. So that means what? Anything associated with Krishna, you just Momukshibi Parityago, as if just leave it like that. And then that's called Falgu. You not using it in Krishna service. So it looks like, oh, you're renouncing, but then it's not actual renouncing. Okay, so once when one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada was a renouncer. I mean, he was a yogi, he went to Himalayas, went to Buddhism and so many things. And then when he came, he had long hair and he was kind of a renounced person. And Prabhupada was giving lecture and he looked at him and said, what are we renouncing? Nothing belongs to us. You're renouncing this world. You say that I should not enjoy this is Maya. This laptop is Maya. I should not touch it. And then you're running off to caves. But what are you doing? This is all Krishna's. Why don't you use it in Krishna service? Right? And then he understood, oh, that's called Yukta Vairagya. So that is the right type of announcement. So we are all grihastas. We have our family. It doesn't mean we run off to Himalayas and leave everything and go. No, we have to samadhi later, work now. So we have to preach now. Only a dead person cannot preach. That's what Bhakti Saraswati says. So we need to do devotional service now. We need to engage ourselves in the preaching mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Na karmanam aramba naishkarmya purushoshmade nacha sannyasanat eva siddhim samadhikachit. So this is what we were discussing, that just by abstaining from work, you cannot be free from reaction. If Arjuna ran off from the battlefield, it doesn't mean Arjuna is free of sin. No, it is sin again, because he's a Kshatriya. If he doesn't fight in battle, it's again sin for him. So just by running away from the work, it doesn't mean you get free from reaction. And just by renouncing, you won't get perfection. Just go to the Himalayas and start meditating without doing any of your prescribed duties. Still, that's not perfection. So according to the philosophers, simply by adopting sannyasa or retiring from routine activities, one at once become as good as Narayan. So that's wrong actually. But Lord Krishna does not approve this principle. Without purification of the heart, sannyasa is simply a disturbance to the social order. Actually, sannyasa is prohibited in Kali Yuga. It is said so because nobody is ready for that. But sannyas ashram is given to those who are completely dedicated and surrendered to preach Krishna consciousness. If someone takes the transcendental service of the Lord, even that without discharging his prescribed duty, whatever he may be able to advance as a cause is accepted by the Lord. So that means even if he is he is a devotee, but he is not successful materially, since he is glorious than somebody who is very successful materially, so rich and all. But if he is not a devotee, it just waste. It is said, Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Chapastapa Apradasyeva Dehasya Mandanam Laukaranjanam. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. If you don't have devotion, whatever good qualities you have, like jati, shastram, japastapa, whichever caste or family you are born, and your education, your everything is just mandanam logaranjanam. Apranasyeva dehasi. It means it's just an ornament on a dead body. Now, would you decorate the dead body? Yes, we do. But then what is the use of it? Again, it's all gone. It's no use decorating a dead body. So similarly, if you're not a devotee, then whatever extra things you have, that's all just decoration on a dead body. So the perfection is sure if you take up devotional service. So yogis and other methods, they are trying to control the senses by force. I'll go to Himalayas, I shall not see any women, I shall close my eyes, all that. They are forcefully doing it. They cannot control the senses. There are many instances, right? You don't require to go to Himalaya, right? You can sit in your place and then do Krishna consciousness. So Sthani Sthita Shrutikada Tanaman Manu. Can you say any instance where a yogi got disturbed? Here, his senses, he could not control the senses and he got disturbed. Any instance? Yes, Sridevi Mataji.
Vishwamitra got disturbed by.
Very good, Vishwamitra. Yes, and anyone else? Yes, Sarbani Mataji. Is there some other person also? Everybody writes about Vishwamitra. Yeah, Charu Mataji, Saubari Muni. Yes, Shaubari Rishi also, he was meditating deep inside the water and he saw two fishes mating, and then he had the inner desire. What about Ajamila? Right, Ajamila went to pluck some flowers for his deity worship, and then he saw the prostitute and he was completely lost there. But what is the opposite of these all? Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, in the middle of the night, the prostitute came and he didn't even got shaken. He was like completely fixed in devotional service. What did he say? Please let me chant my holy name. Yes, Pujavrinda Devi Dasa Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. See, can we name Bharat Maharaja? He also got attached to the deer.
Deer. Very good. Yes. He also could not control his senses and he was completely absorbed in the deer, that he became a deer in the next life. Very good. Yes, Bharat Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes. And it is said why Bharat Maharaj got into that situation, because he ran away from association of devotees. He was living alone in the forest. To do bhakti alone, Prabhupada says it's illusion. If you think you can advance in devotional service alone, I don't want devotee association, I don't want Bhakti Risha, I don't want to go to any class, I can just simply, I don't want a guru, I can simply sit and read Shastra, chant, and then go back. It's not possible. It's hallucination. You can't. So Bharat Maharaj, that's what happened. He was doing nice devotional service, but he went to the forest and he didn't have association of devotees. He got attracted to the deer. Very nice. Yes. Any other examples, Sarbani Mataji?
Mataji, even Narad Rishi Muni, when he was puffed up with his own meditation, he went to Lord Shiva for his meditation. He was very happy and he said to Lord Shiva that he did the meditation. He was not stirred by any of the Apsara or Devi Devata, anyone. So he shared with Shiva, his own brother, and Lord Shiva said that don't tell it to Hari. Please don't share it to Hari, Vishnu Dev, please. So Narad Muni, from inside, he was like so much like in ego that he said, why won't I share it with Hari? I will share with Hari, and he's my own Lord, so I will share with Hari. So he left that place and he went to Hari and he said that Lord Vishnu, I was meditating and all the Devi Devtas, they showered flower on me because all the Apsaras came and they wanted to, lure me, but I didn't change from my position. I was so much engrossed in meditation. So Hari said, wow, that's a great thing. And like when he left that place, he saw a very nice palace and he entered the palace and their Swayamvar was happening and I don't remember the king's name and his daughter's name whose Swayamvar was.
Narad Muni finally got married to her and finally was lost in Maya, no?
No, Mataji. Like the daughter, when he the Swayamvar was happening, the daughter was so beautiful, so beautiful. I mean, Narad Muni couldn't control himself, and he was saying, "I want to get married to this king's daughter." So he again went to Lord Vishnu, and he said that please, since I had meditated for so long years, so please make me like before, and please make me handsome, because he was very lean and thin, and he had said this word that please make me look like Hari. So Lord Vishnu said, okay. So he went again to that place where the Swayamvar was happening, and he stood in a line where all the Maharajas and all Devtas were standing, and like he was like so much puffed up, and he said that I'll be the best. I looked very best, and the princess will garland me only, and we will get married. So when the princess came to him, and she said she didn't look at him, and she went ahead, and Narad Muni was like, why didn't she look at me? I mean, she looked and she gave a very like giggling kind of maybe thought, and she left that place. And Narad Muni again, he thought might be she missed me. He again went ahead and again stood within the Devtas for his chance to get married. Again, that princess, she crossed him. Then the third time again, he stood there, and there was a bowl of water. There he saw that, oh my God, like he looked like monkey, and he was like, oh my God, I look like Hari. I mean, Hari means monkey. So he went immediately to Lord Vishnu, and he said that, I mean, why did you give me this face of monkey? I told you to make me more handsome. You insulted me so much. That time he gave the curse to Lord Vishnu, that I give you the curse now itself, that you will have to take help of the monkey in any of the yugas. And
where is this reference, Mataji, the story?
Mataji, I heard this from Amog Leela Prabhu's.
Okay. It's a long story. Okay, yeah. So we have to control the senses. So that's very important. So if we don't control the senses, then the best thing to do is you have to do it in Krishna consciousness. Okay, engage in Krishna service. That's the best way to control your senses. So Prabhupada says you'll forget all other things. This is our process. You don't require to change your position. You engage your ears for hearing Bhagavad Gita as it is. You'll forget all nonsense. You engage your eyes. So all the senses has to be used in Krishna service. It's called Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana. So you engage your eyes to see the beautiful form of the deity, and engage the tongue in tasting Krishna Prasad, chanting the holy name. Engage your legs to come to the temple. Engage your hands to work for Krishna. Engage your nose to smell the flowers offered to Krishna. So if we do that, then the senses gets controlled automatically. That's what Haridas Thakur was doing. He was chanting the holy name, taking Krishna Prasad, he was watering Tulsi Maharani. So his senses are controlled. But where about the Vishwamitra and Achamila and Shaubari Muni, they were trying to control the senses, but were of no use. Then where your senses will go, he's captivated all around. The perfection is sure. You don't require to control your sense forcibly. Don't see, don't do, then you have to change the engagement. So the senses, if they are controlling like a horse, you give them better engagement. That's the best thing. No, so that is param drishva nivartate. Nahi kaschit kshanam api jatu tishtanti akarmakrit karyate hi avasa karma sarva prakriti jay gunai. Everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he has acquired from the modes of material nature. Therefore, no one can refrain from doing something, not even for a moment. So everyone has to do their work, no, the dharma. But the real dharma is savai pumsa paravadharma yada bhaktir atokshite, to do devotional service to the Lord. And Srimad Bhagavatam also it says, what is it? Tyakta swadharmam charanambujam hare vajan apakko atapate tato yadi yatrakva avadbhadram aput amoshyakim ko varta apto apajatam swadharmata. So what's our real dharma? Tyakta swadharmam charanambujam hare. So if somebody worships Hari and is not materially doing well, still what is the loss for him? But if somebody is not worshipping the Lord, but doing a lot of tapasya, then what is the gain for him? So it's the nature soul to be always active. We should be always active in Krishna consciousness, right? So aradya yadi hari tapasya tadakim, na aradito yadi hari tapasya tadakim. If you worship Krishna, then what is the use of tapasya? You don't have to do tapasya. You are in the root of the tree. But if you don't worship Krishna, na aradito yadi hari tapasya tadakim, then what is the use of your tapasya? Because you are not worshipping Krishna. So if someone takes to Krishna consciousness, even though he may not follow the prescribed duties in the Shastras or execute devotional service properly, even though he may fall down, there is no loss for him because he is doing the right thing. But if he carries all the injunctions of the Shastras, but he's not Krishna conscious, then what is the use, right? So the purificatory process is necessary to reach in Krishna consciousness. So this is how a renounced person looks. It's like pretender, right? One who restrains the senses of action, but whose mind is dwelling in sense object. It is actually a pretender. You can see he's in a sannyasi vesha, but then he's not given up all the worldly comforts. That means he's just pretending to be a sannyasi. So that's not the real thing. Be a grihastha, and at the same time, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, antarnishta bahya vivahar. Inside you should be renounced, but outside serve Krishna. Yashta indriya, no, outside be a materialistic person, inside have nishta to serve Krishna. Yashta indriyani manasa niyamyarambhade Arjuna karmendriya karmayogam asakta sa vishishyate. One who tries, on the other hand, if a sincere person tries to control the active senses by the mind and begins karma yoga in Krishna consciousness without attachment, he is far superior. Without attachment. Who's this person? Does anyone know? Who's sweeping the floor for Jagannath? Is Deval Mataji?
Rudra Pratap Singh Maharaj.
Yeah, Pratap Rudra. So he was the king of Orissa, and see what service he is doing. He is coming to sweep the floor for Jagannath. So in Radhayatra. So even though he is a king, he's not attached to his position of being a king. He's doing all this menial service. This is what will make you happy. Like when once somebody went to the temple and want to meet the temple president. And there was someone who was cleaning the floor and throwing the waste and cleaning the vessels. So they asked, can we meet the temple president? So they asked him to sit. And it was the same person who was cleaning the floor and the vessels who came out as the temple president. So even the temple president, he is not attached to that position. We just know we are servants of Krishna and we serve the Lord. So Krishna says, do your duty as a Kshatriya in a detached mode, knowing that you are soul. So what is it called? Patma Patram Ivambasha. You should be detached, like the water, not attached to the leaf. It doesn't mean you become a stone-hearted person in Krishna consciousness. Affection will be there, but no attachment. So this is what we discussed in the beginning of the class, different types of karma. Vikarma means against scriptures, breaking the laws of God. Karma means good work on the material platform, which brings good reaction. Again, there is punya and papa. Nishkama karma means selfless or desireless action. You give up the fruits of action. And our karma is devotional activities where there is no suffering, no reactions. Okay, now an open question. So why do bad things happen to good people? There are nice, good people around us, but then there's so many tragedies and disease and so many things happening to them. Why do you think this is happening? That person is a good person, but then, yes, Deval Mataji.
Bad things happen. That is because of the past karmas. They are suffering the reactions in this life.
Yes. So how do you say somebody is a good person? Like,
if the person is doing pious activities.
Yeah, but then he may not be done pious activities in previous life, right? So it looks like he's good person in this life, right? So as Mataji said, yes, because of the past karma, like purva janma kritam papam vyadhi rupena jayate, whatever bad things we have done, that comes in form of disease and all sufferings for us. So how do you say a person is good? I mean, this life he's good and he's doing so lot of pious activities, but what about his previous life? We don't know. I mean, previous life he have done so much sin that in this life he is suffering. So karma is like, the law of karma is not like now you do a sin and you suffer now itself. No, there are different stages of germination. And you know the bamboo tree? Anything, what is the specialty of the bamboo tree? And how does it grow and when does it grow? Does anyone know? No idea about the bamboo trees? Yes, Charu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It takes long time to grow. It doesn't sprout.
Yeah, it's almost
immediately
5
like that.
years, right? Yeah, it almost takes like long 5 years to grow. So what about a rose plant? But no, it just grows like in few weeks and then the flower comes. But a bamboo or a coconut tree or a mango tree, it takes like few years for the fruits. So that's how our karma is. Like sometimes it takes like few janmas to get the karma back. But then sometimes it takes so many janmas, and it's having a nice rooting system. You can see for the bamboo, right? And that's why. So it's actually building up the roots first, and then the stem comes up. So that is one thing. But then it takes a long time to germinate. So there are different stages of germination. That's how the sinful reactions are. We have already done the sin, so we have sown the seed. Now it might fructify in this janma or next janma, after 10 janmas, 50 janmas, 100 janmas, only Krishna knows, right? So sin is already done. So so whatever we are suffering now in this janma is the fructified one, matured ones. But some are remaining like bijas, like a seed. It might fructify in any janmas. So how do you not let a seed germinate? What is the best way? You should not, the seed should not germinate or grow. So what do you do to the seed? What can be done to the seed so that the seed doesn't germinate? Any idea? What should we do?
No water. We should not give any water.
Water, even rain can come. So even if you, no, Charu Mataji, you have already sown the seed. Uproot the seed, fine. But you have already sown the seed. Yes, Shreya Mataji?
Uproot the seed only I wanted to tell them.
No. The seed is already there, already inside the sand. I mean, uprooting, yes, the reaction doesn't come. But before uprooting, what is the best process to do? Neeraja Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Maybe putting some chemicals or anything to avoid it germinating, Mataji.
Yeah, you can put some chemicals and something. And yes, Prakash Parekh Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji, stop watering by sinful reactions. Further sinful
No,
reactions.
so what if rain comes? Yes, stop watering by sinful reaction, but that already sown the seed, no? So it will definitely germinate one day. Charu Mataji got it right. She's saying to fry the seed. If you fry the seed or boil the seed, and then you sow the seed or you plant the seed, it doesn't germinate. Yes, uprooting is the best way. You can just pull it out. The grass, if you cut, still it grows. But if you uproot it, take out the root, then it doesn't grow again. But in the seed form itself, that is, the uprooting is done already when the seed is germinated, a little bit it grows, right? Then you can do uprooting. But the seed is already inside and you don't want it to grow. That is called frying the seed or boiling the seed. That process is called Krishna consciousness. The chanting the holy name and doing devotional service. What you are doing? You're frying the seed of our sin. So many sins we have done in so many janmas. Prabhupada says almost all are sinful because we are in the material world. We got a material body, that means we are sinful. Or else we would get spiritual body, right? So we are all sinful. Might be different grades of sin we have done, we don't know. What about the sin of Dhritarashtra? What was the previous life of Dhritarashtra? Why Dhritarashtra had to see his 100 sons dying? And yes, Mataji.
Mataji, Dhritarashtra in his previous life, because he was hungry, he killed
Yes.
lots of babies. I mean, 100 babies of bird, and
Yes.
that's why he got the
So he was a
curse from
hunter,
his
right?
parents.
Yeah, he was a hunter, and then he killed 100 eggs of that bird, and the bird saw that mother bird or the father bird saw that the eggs are getting destroyed in front of him. So the 100 birds, 100 eggs got destroyed. Okay, so yes, so because of that. But then why immediately he was a hunter, but immediately he didn't become Dhritarashtra. It took 50 years for him to get the Dhritarashtra's Janma. Why? Does anyone know? He was a hunter, he killed 100 eggs. And then it took 50 years. Yes, Mataji?
Mataji, because he wanted to get like 100 children, and it took him 50 years to accumulate that thing, so that he can beget 100 children's for his punya. Yeah.
So to have one son, it's require a lot of punya, and then to have 100 sons, it requires a lot of punya, which he had to take 50 janmas to gain the punya to get a son, to get 100 sons. And once 50 janmas over, he got the janma of Dhritarashtra. He was born blind also, and that reaction came back. So this is how law of karma is. So how much of a janma we take, we can't run away from the reactions of our karma. So it will follow us. We having disease, we have so many problems in our life. It's all because of our bad karma. So what's the best thing to do is just try to fry the seed, or uproot the seed, as Mother said, uproot it by doing devotional service. So it is also said a sincere sweeper in the street is far better than a meditator who meditates only for the sake of making a living. So that means sincerely doing your karma, just pausing as a meditator is not useful. Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jnayo hi akarmanaha sharira yatra pichate na prasidyet akarmanaha. Perform your prescribed duty. For doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without work. So Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you have to fight, because that's better to do your duty better than not working. So as a Kshatriya is supposed to fight. A slightly developed Krishna conscious person may directly be engaged in the service of the Lord without waiting for Vedic formulas. For this fortunate man, there is no need to follow the Vedic rituals, because by direct Krishna consciousness, one can have all the results one would otherwise derive from one's prescribed duties. Krishna Bhakti karle sarva karma krita hoy. If you do Krishna consciousness duty, then every other things are taken care. Yajñartat karmano anyatra logo ayam karma bandhana tadattam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachare. How the work should be done? As a sacrifice for Vishnu. Otherwise, it will cause bondage in the material world. O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duty for his satisfaction. In that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Arjuna is fighting for Krishna's pleasure. Krishna told to kill, so Arjuna is doing, right? So there is no sin incurred for Arjuna. So there is no bondage, and he remains free. Okay, so that's how we should work. Like everything should be surrendered to Krishna. Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu. Sahayatnya praja srishtva purovocha prajapati anena prasavisyadvam eshavo atva kamadu. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generation of men and demigods, along with sacrifice for Vishnu, and bless them by saying, be thou happy by yajna or sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happy and achieve liberation. So what should we do? Sacrifice. So in different yugas, different sacrifices given, and in Kali Yuga it is yajna sankirtana praya, sankirtana yajna. Chanting the holy name of the Lord is recommended by the Vedic scriptures. And who gave it to us? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's sankirtana yajna and Krishna consciousness go hand in hand. So it is said, Krishna varnam tisha Krishnam sangopanga sapashutam yajne sankirtana praye yajantihi sumedasa. Krishna will come as a Krishna. That means not in the bluish black color. And sango pangastra parsham, he comes with his associates Yajna Sankirtana Praya. What is the Yajna? Sankirtan. And Yajandi Sumedasa, Alpamedasa and Sumedasa. Sumedasa means most intelligent people will worship him with Harinam Sankirtan. Devan Bhavayatadena, Te Deve Bhavayantuva, Parasparam Bhavayantaha, Shreya Param Avapshata. The demigods, being pleased by sacrifice, will also please you and thus, by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will regain for all. So sacrifice will please the demigods, right? So, but Lord Vishnu is worshipped by all the yajnas. He's called Bhoktaram Yajna Tabasam. So remember the Govardhan pastime when they were trying to please Indra, Krishna said, worship Govardhan. And Govardhan is not different from Krishna. So the ultimate satisfaction is of the Yajnapati. Who is the Yajnapati? Krishna. So ultimate satisfaction is to satisfy Krishna, who is the Yajnapati or Bhoktaram Yajna Tabasam. It is said that Krishna has to be satisfied with all our Yajna. Yajna Shishtashina Shanto Muchante Sarva Kilbisha Bunjate Teto Akampapam Yepa Chanti Atmakaranat. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kind of sin. Why? Because they eat food which is offered first to sacrifice or to Krishna. So that is called prasadam, the mercy, right? So it is karma free food. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment eats only sin. So if we make some paneer curry, some curry, and then some dishes and offer to Krishna and then take it as prasad, it doesn't have any sin. Because even when killing the vegetables, there is sin incurred. Because the consciousness is low, but the sin is when compared to the animals, but still it is sinful, right? Jiva jiva se jivana. Every living entity has to depend on another living entity for food. That's right. But then even, so Prabhupada says, we are not vegetarians, we are prasadarians. So we offer to Krishna, there is no sin. So devotees perform yajna in different modes, that is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, right? And performs the yajna to keep aloof from all kind of contamination of sinful activities in the material world. Those who prepare food for sense gratification, they are actually thieves because they are eating their sin. And this is the food cycle. Annat bhavati bhutana parjanyat anna sambhava yajnat bhavati parjanyo yajna karma samudbhavaha. All living bodies sustain on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. So the Vedas tell us to do our duty, and then we do it, and then we do sacrifice, and the demigods are pleased. There is rain, there is crops, and what do? Offer to Krishna and take it as prasad. So what is the analogy Prabhupada mentions in this purport? Epidemic disease and an antiseptic vaccine. Such questions can come in your Bhakti Shastri exam. So you should know all these analogies by Srila Prabhupada. This is given in your handbook. If you go through students' handbook, there are different analogies, only analogies mentioned in one page. So who knows? Fast. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
Mataji, epidemics happen because the food is not offered to demigods during yajna, and that results into epidemics and disease happening over the population. And the antiseptic vaccine is offering prasadam, eating prasadam after offering the food to.
So yes, Prabhu, thank you. So if we take vaccine, we get prevented from epidemic disease. Similarly, if you take prasadam, which is offered to Krishna, then all the sin and this material nature will not touch you because you get immune to these material modes. So that, as Prabhu said, yes, the vaccine is like taking prasadam to get away from this material disease. So you should know all these analogies. It should be hidden in the purport. But then as you read the purport, you'll know. I think that's in 3.14. Yeah, so epidemic disease and antiseptic vaccine. So the analogy will just be asked like that, and you should be able to remember what analogy it is. It's easy to preach when you know the analogy. Yasto atmaratir eva syad atmatriptascha manavaha atmani evascha santushtas tasya karyam navidyate. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization and who is satisfied in the self only, fully saturated, for him there is no duty. Like a self-realized person, he is doing everything for Krishna, no? So for them, there is no material. For a devotee, there is no material life. Everything is for Krishna, so everything is spiritual. Tasmat asakta sadatam karyam kama samachara asakto hi acharan karma param apnodi purusha. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the supreme. So how do we work without attachment? Yes, initially there is attachment, but as we work, what happens? we give the result to Krishna, and then there is no attachment. Now, initially, when you get the first job, you're so worried about your salary. You don't even care for the work. You do your work, but then every day, like every month end or the beginning of the month, you're just checking whether your salary came. So initially, when you start as a neophyte, as you work, as you get start loving your profession, and as the money is just secondary, you get it or not, I mean, it's not bothering you so much. It's work satisfaction, or that's the happiness which you get in your job, or being in a company, you work so much for the company, and then you become one of the members in the company, or you feel like it's yours. No, but the salary is secondary. So similarly, as you do devotional service, initially so many material things are in our mind, but then as we do again advance, then everything becomes spiritual. Everything, whatever we do, is for Krishna, right? Everything, our life gets molded around Krishna. Krishna will be the center. So action in Krishna consciousness is transcendental to the reaction of good and evil work. A Krishna conscious person has no attachment for the result, but acts on behalf of Krishna alone. He engages all kind of activities, but is completely non-attached. So this is about pure devotees. We are in the Kanishta stage, but as we advance, definitely the stage will come where we get attached only to Krishna. Nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagam chide. You get attached, more and more attached to Krishna and his devotees and Shastras, then you become detached from the world, material world. You can feel that. Prabhupada says, don't ask anybody else whether you're advancing in Krishna consciousness. You can check yourself. Now in jaundice, what is the medicine you give? Sugar candy. Now, how do you know you have cured from jaundice? Does anyone know? You have jaundice and you're taking sugar candy. And how do you know that you have, you can yourself test? Yes, Nirija Mataji?
Mataji, when we get the taste of the sugar cane, when the tongue, we'll know that the jaundice has been decreasing.
Yes, very good. So till then it will be bitter. The sugar candy will be bitter. But as you taste it and as your jaundice come down, once you get the sugar taste, you know, oh, your disease is cured. Similarly, once you get detached from material things, you know, you're getting attached to Krishna, you're advancing in Krishna consciousness. Initially, you like to go to the mall and beach and all these public parties and all that. But now the taste is gone. You feel like going to temples, meet devotees, take prasad, visit different pilgrimage places, getting attached to Shastras. That shows you're advancing. It's good actually. Initially, it looks like little difficult. Oh, my friends are leaving and I'm just getting secluded alone in the family or relations and everything. But that's okay. It's actually for a good cause. You're getting attached to Krishna, so you're advancing. Yat yat achariti shrestha tat tat evetaro sayat pramanam purute lokas tat anuvartate. So whatever action a great man performs, common man follows. And whatever standard he sets by exemplary act, all the world pursues. So here Krishna says that, Arjuna, you're a Kshatriya and you need to lead. If you run off from the battlefield, everyone will follow you. You're a great person. People will follow you. So you should give a nice example, right? So there's a breakout room session here. So you need to discuss, there's a personal application. Okay, like about an acharya or an idol teacher. So discuss with your group a recent incident in your life where others followed your example. And what was the result of those who followed your example? It's not like self-praising, but then it's to give kind of a motivation for others also. It might be spiritual or material, whatever it is, but then this is personal application. Okay, there are two aspects of it, for preaching and personal. So this kind of personal. So you should say what you did and how people followed you and what is the result of that. Simple. Okay. Yeah, so we'll have a quick breakout room for 10 minutes. Hare Krishna. All are back. Yeah. So, yeah. So please raise a digital hand, whoever is going to speak from whichever room. Personal application. Yes, Prakash Parak. Yes, Prabhu. Can you unmute? Oh,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
yes, yes.
Our group discussed the basic qualification of ideal teacher or a guru, and we realized that there are three issues. Number one is he should be from discipline succession. Number two, he should be knowing the scripture and practicing the scripture. And number three, he should be able to argue out positively and definitely about the scripture with all his disciples. And then we went into our personal experience of someone following you. And I gave an example that being a medical teacher and an orthopedic surgeon, many students come to us, and in 4 years, when they come, they are raw people. But in 4 years' time, they keep learning so many things, the way we examine the patient, the way we do operations, the way we teach them. And at the end of 4 years, they become a perfect consultant, which really looks very mesmerizing. Similarly, Priyadarshini Dasi also said the same thing when she had been a teacher, and she also gave example of her daughter herself, who looked now similar to whatever she had been doing. And so the perception was the end results are always excellent if you have been doing a good work all the time. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So that is from room number 3, right?
3.
Yes.
Room number
So
3.
number 2, Aravind Prabhu, Charu Mataji, Deval Mataji, Dinesh Prabhu, who's ready? Yeah, Aravind Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, the question was how people have started following us.
Yes.
So it has been a good experience by associating with ISKCON for last 5-6 years. It helped me a lot to improve on my spiritual path, to come closer to Krishna by getting associated with ISKCON, by following the 4 regulative principles, by reading through the scriptures. I joined lots of Gita courses also.
Yes.
Gained lots of readings, understandings, learnings, and lots of certificates also. I started preaching through social media like WhatsApp and Facebook groups, and it connected me to millions of devotees worldwide. And they have been following me, seeing my posts through social media, and they have been connected to me for last 5-6 years. They come out with their queries relating to their personal life, spiritual lives, which I solve to the best of my understanding. And all these preaching services that I've been doing last 5-6 years, they tell me that they have solved lots of their personal life problems. They have uplifted in their spiritual life. They have following me. They have joined lots of Gita classes and courses, which have helped them a lot to improve as a person and to uplift them in their spiritual life. So I believe that by joining ISKCON, not only it has helped me, but through me, all my friends and the family group, they have also been benefited. So it's a pleasure for me, and I hope that all the people will grow in the future also. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Very well. Yes. So that's a right example. Like when you come to Krishna consciousness, like many will start following you and ask guidance from you, and that's a great thing. Like someone get interested to do Ekadashi because of you, or somebody gets interested to do japa because of you and come to temple. That's all great inspiration. Yes, from room number 1, Kadambari Mataji, Neeraja Mataji, Nima Mataji, Sridevi Mataji is going to say. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sridevi Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Mainly we discussed like our own family members following us, like daughters, our husbands, and other family members. They are seeing us and they are like chanting and doing bhajans, kirtans, and all.
Okay.
We discussed about that.
Yes, Mataji. So, so that's what. So that's also a nice example that how people follow you, and also setting the right example. So that's why Prabhupada says that we should set a right example when you come to Krishna consciousness. Okay, other groups can get chance next time. So that's the breakout room for today. And Srila Prabhupada says about the Acharya, as Prakash Parekh Prabhu said, yes, an Acharya means Prabhupada is a founder Acharya, right? Founder Acharya means he have laid the instructions. He have actually started this institution of Krishna consciousness institution. So in that way, Prabhupada is the founder Acharya, and he's the preeminent Shiksha Guru for all of us. But an Acharya or an adult teacher is somebody who follows the Shastra, who have firm conviction on the Shastras, and who is able to convince others about the teachings in the Shastra, and who follows in his own life. He just don't preach, he practice what he preach, right? Sets a nice example. Like most of the times, if it's so much winter in Vrindavan, it's like very cold in Vrindavan, and Prabhupada's disciples, they feel like not getting up early morning during Brahma Muhurta, 4 a.m. and all, to take a bath and then go for Mangalarti. But Prabhupada himself did that. When for Kumbh Mela, when Prabhupada went, he himself did that, even though he was 70 plus and his disciples were just teenagers. He himself, because he is setting a right example. So Prabhupada says, just imagine the whole country, everyone is Krishna consciousness. Or did I ask this question? What will happen if the whole world becomes Krishna conscious and the whole world go back to Goloka? What will happen to this world? Did we discuss this? What will happen? I think we discussed. We discussed, right? Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, we discussed about this. What will happen if the whole world becomes Krishna consciousness and goes to Goloka?
Yeah, so we already discussed that, no problem. Yeah, so so here an Acharya or an adult teacher is somebody who, the king, like a king or an executive head of the state, the father, the school teacher, are all natural leaders for the innocent people in general. All such leaders have a great responsibility of their dependence. So Prabhupada says that day when a high court judge or the people in politics or the rulers or the leaders in our society, in the country, becomes Krishna conscious or God conscious, then the whole world will change. There'll be a lot of peace and happiness in the whole world, right? Yes, Priyadashni Mataji?
Kindly repeat what you said. If the whole world becomes Krishna conscious, I think I'm not able to.
That's like, if the whole world becomes Krishna conscious and go back to Krishna, then will the world be empty, Mataji?
No. There are so many sinners coming up now, Mataji.
So that's what we discussed, right?
Okay.
So somebody asked Prabhupada, what will happen? The whole world become Krishna conscious. Everyone will go back to Krishna. Will the world be empty? And Prabhupada's like, no, fools like you will remain. So in the sense, those are new sinners will come. And also what's happening, the human population is increasing. The plant and animals are coming down. So it's the transmigration of the soul is happening from lower species to a human form. And if everyone become Krishna consciousness and go back, new sinners will come, as Mataji said, from Goloka, from Krishna's world, they'll start falling again. Like the jail in this material world or prison house is never empty. Even if the whole prisoners get freed and go, even new prisoners will come, or new criminals will keep coming. So the jail is never empty. So similarly, this material world is also like a jail. You might be in a third class jail, I'm in a first class jail, doesn't matter, jail is jail. You might be in a jail with a lot of AC and nice facilities, or somebody is in a first class jail, but it's a jail. Now, why do we say material world is a jail? Why do you see material world is a jail? And what is the comparison between material world and a prison house? Why do you compare it to a jail, nothing, or not anything else? Prabhupada compares. Prabhupada gives nice explanation. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
It is a jail because it is a dukhalaya. All
yes.
kind of.
Yes.
That is it is called jail. We are bound by our material mode of nature,
yes.
And our past karmas reflected through our mode of nature. They bind us in the form of a jail.
Okay, very good. And Shreya Mataji, what is your answer?
It is difficult to get out of it, Mataji. We are stuck in this jail.
Yeah, so somebody who's in the jail doesn't like to be in the jail. They want to just get out of it. The question is asked, what is the first thing a robber does when he comes to your house? A thief. somebody broke into your house, and the first thing the robber does is not he just search for where the gold or money is. What does the robber do is he'll see the way to get out of it. First, he will see where is the door, the main door to get out. Somehow he broke the window and came in. So first thing he'll see is, okay, whether everyone is sleeping or nobody is there. And the first thing what he is alert is, how do I get out of this situation? Or he opens the main door, or he sees the way to get out if something happens, somebody comes. Similarly, you're in the jail. Now you need to get out of it. So first you need to find out a way to get out of it. And as Mataji said, yes, that's also one thing. Yeah, birth, death, old age, sickness is there. And yeah, you need to escape or you're scared. But then Neeraja Mataji, what are the other reasons?
Here we are conditioned, no, Mataji. We are the conditioned.
We are conditioned, yes, by the three modes, like the handcuffs, no? It is said the handcuffs which the jail prisoners have, it's all the three modes of material nature and Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, the four handcuffs which we have. So that's why when Vasudeva took Krishna in his hands, you know, he didn't even think he was prisoned by, he was having the shackles by Kamsa. So Kamsa have actually had all his hands and legs being tied, but he didn't even think about it. Vasudeva just took Krishna and immediately the shackles broke. That means birth, death, old age, disease breaks when you have Krishna with you in his holy name. So yes, we are in the jail of birth, death, old age, disease. It's the Khalya Mashashadam and you need to get out of it. Yes, Deval Mataji.
So in jail, the prisoners are supposed to, you know, they are sent so that they reform and they transform. So similarly, we are here so that we realize our actual position, that we have to serve the Lord and do good karmas and go back to Him.
Yes, I was looking for this answer. Yes. So in a jail, why are we put into the jail? You know, some teenagers, if they do some sin, they're not gone to the prison house. They'll be going to a correction house. Durguna Padashala or something like that. Durguna means they are given chance to rectify their mistakes. Even in the jail, prison house, that's what happened. You're given like 14 years, 15 years imprisonment. That means what? Those years you're going to regret for what you have done, and so that you don't repeat the mistake. Similarly, we have fallen from the spiritual world to this material world called jail. We are here so that we rectify our mistake. We realize the mistake we have done. Oh, I wanted to live without Krishna. I wanted to enjoy life independently. Because of that sin, I'm here. Now I need to go back to Krishna. So we realize or we rectify our mistakes in this so-called prison house of the jail of material world. Yes, so the reformation can happen in this world. So that's why it's called a jail or a prison house. And when Haridas Thakur was chanting the holy name, Ramchandra Khan put him into the jail. And inside the jail, Haridas Thakur was so happy chanting the holy name. And all the prisoners were like, why are you so happy in the jail? So Haridas Thakur says, we are already in the jail. We are in the jail of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, that is birth, death, old age, disease. We are in the jail of Adhyatmik, Adibaudik, Adidevik miseries. And we are also in the jail of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, the 6 anarthas. So we are already in the jail. Now, why it's outside or inside doesn't matter for me, because he's a devotee and he started preaching Krishna consciousness to the whole prison house, that everyone, all the prisoners, they started chanting the holy name. That's why Ramachandra Khan then ordered Haridas Thakur to be beaten in 22 marketplaces. So the story goes like that. So yes, so an ideal teacher or an acharya is someone who helps us to get out of this material jail. Like somebody who comes and opens the jail and tells us to go to be free. So that's an acharya or an ideal teacher. So an acharya is somebody who we can follow, right? So acharya is not different from Krishna. Krishna says that I'm not different from an acharya. So what is, we say Prabhupada has a unique position in ISKCON, being the founder acharya of ISKCON, who laid the rules and foundations for us, and we need to follow them. That's it. We can blindly follow. I was just reading Prabhupada's book, Bhagavatam. Prabhupada mentions there, what is the use of hearing from a bona fide spiritual master? What is the use of hearing from a pure devotee? Pure devotee's voice touch the lotus feet of Krishna and comes. I was shocked to read that. Prabhupada, he's not self-boasting himself. He says that you need to hear from an acharya or a self-realized person or a pure devotee. Why? We are speaking just from mouth. But for a pure soul is speaking from his heart where Krishna resides, and it touches the lotus feet of Krishna and comes out. And also it is said the vibration of the pure devotee is so transcendental that it can revive your heart, or it can change your heart, or it can make you realize your lost relationship with Krishna, re-establish that relationship. So to revive your original Krishna consciousness. So that's why hearing Prabhupada is so important. Following Prabhupada's books and lectures or teachings are very important, so that you get direct connection with an acharya. And he's not a normal person. He's definitely an associate of the Lord, being empowered by Krishna. So by studying Prabhupada's book, not just reading, studying Prabhupada's book, we are actually worshipping Prabhupada, Krishna through Prabhupada. Okay, Hare Krishna. So what you're supposed to do is, once you submit the open book assignments, does you all have Bhakti Vriksha groups? Are you all in a Bhakti Vriksha group, or are you doing self-study? How is it happening? Just unmute everyone. How is it happening? Some are already in the level 3 Bhakti Vriksha groups. Yes.
Yes, Mataji, we are in a Bhakti Vriksha group.
That's a level 3, is it? From level 3?
Yeah. No. Yes, it has been from level.
Yeah, I was in.
3.
Yes.
But you are attached to the main batch 1, so it was
no
first
problem.
module which was left out.
Yes.
So yeah, but we are in Bhakti Vriksha group.
Okay. So if anybody likes to be in a Bhakti Vriksha group, you can join. You're not there?
Is there any Bhakti Vriksha group for Bhakti Shastri course also, Mataji?
Yeah, actually there should be a Bhakti Vriksha group for Bhakti Shastri. All are chanting 16 rounds, so anybody can lead it. You yourself can lead, Prabhu, if you want. But then Sridevi Mataji, did you posted the attendance link long back, no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Nima Mataji, it will be posted only once. You should post it. Yeah. Okay,
no,
so
it is already, I was there at that time, but now it is missing. That link,
what?
That attendance link.
Okay, Mataji, can you post it again? Actually, only once it will be shared to everyone. Yeah, so please fill it. So yes, so those who are already in a Bhakti Vriksha group, good, continue, because Namanishta Prabhu don't want to disturb your, it's kind of you develop a nice bondage and there's a nice relationship between the devotees in that group. So you don't break it and just continue discussing. And here, if you like to join, we can form a group. Dinesh Prabhu, that would be nice, because you can discuss the closed book questions. That's what I want. There's so many closed book questions in every chapter in the handbook where you can start discussing. So which day would be free for all, or in the evenings? Because only on Thursday you have a class at 7. The other days, whenever you're free.
Mataji, any working day is all right, except the weekends. Saturday and Sunday is not convenient.
Yeah, Saturday, Sundays we have a lot of other engagements. So other days, yeah, Pujya Vrinda Mataji also wanted to be in a Bhakti Shastri group. Yes, Mataji.
Even me, Mataji. I'm not in any group.
Yeah, Priyadarshini Mataji. When it is convenient, from Monday to, except Thursday, Monday to Friday, any day can we keep?
Yeah, Mataji, any day convenient to the admin Mataji. We have no problem. Any working day, except Saturday, Sunday.
Thursday.
Okay, Thursday we have class.
Tuesday could be good, all right. Wednesday could be all right.
Sarvani Mataji, are you there in any Bhakti Vriksha group?
No, Mataji. Mataji, Mataji, is it okay if I don't join?
Oh, you have some, you are busy. Yeah, that's okay. That's what. So if you're doing self-study, okay.
Mataji, I have finished my Bhakti Vriksha from Bangalore Whitefield, and I have the certificate. I had the closed book examination also. I have finished the Srila Prabhupada level examination.
Yeah, but you can lead one Bhakti Vriksha here, no? Maybe you can come any day when you're free.
I really don't have time. Like I'm into lots of courses, like Achar and lots other courses. So it's
okay,
really
no problem. Charu Mataji, you were like weekend Bhakti Vriksha, weekdays is not possible. Yeah. So some wants weekend, some want weekdays. So we should have 2 groups. Somebody who likes to lead, please message me so that we can start making 2 groups. Sridevi Mataji, can someone lead? Sachinandan Das Prabhu, can you lead a Bhakti Vriksha group? Nothing, you just have to sit all together and then you discuss the purport, you discuss the closed book questions. You just have to lead. Others all can put the input, and if any questions not cleared, you can get back to me. This Bhakti Vriksha is a small group, small discussion happening once in a week. You can be together.
Yes, Mataji.
And so, which day you're free, Prabhu? Like,
Mother, actually, I'm actually accessing by my mobile phone actually. So
Okay.
sometimes the connectivity problem is there.
Connectivity problem. Okay. Yeah, Sridevi Mataji, can you just take a lead and just see in the group? You can open the group for some time. WhatsApp group. Sridevi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, sure, I'll open the group.
Yeah, open the WhatsApp group and just put a discussion. Like you just ask whoever is free can message you, so that weekdays and weekend we can have two groups, Mataji.
Okay.
Might be weekends, Charu Mataji, you and all want weekends. That's what they have put. And Kadambari Mataji likes on Friday. Then Puja Vrinda Mataji and Priyadarshini Mataji, Dinesh Prabhu, they can do on the weekdays. So if there is no leader, you can just form a group and everyone can start discussing the closed book questions. It's good if you have a Bhakti Vriksha.
Mataji,
Yes, Mataji.
I wanted a playlist of your teachings, Mataji. What you're doing
This
now.
Bhakti Shastri, yeah, I'm just uploading it. I'll post it soon, okay? Yeah, Sridevi Mataji, so can you make two groups? One is for the weekend and one is for the weekdays.
Sure,
two WhatsApp groups,
okay.
And the devotees can join it, okay?
Sure, Mataji. Weekday, which day, Mataji?
Yeah, weekday, Dinesh Prabhu, Puja Vrinda Mataji, which day do you want to?
Tuesday or Friday, Mataji, that is convenient to all.
Which one? Friday?
Tuesday or Friday. Friday would be better because after Thursday, your talk.
After class, we can start
Yes,
discussing.
that will be nice to have
Yes,
Friday.
so Sridevi Mataji, one is on Friday at 7 p.m. And weekdays, weekends, you want on Saturday or Sunday? You discuss Saturday.
Okay.
Maybe Saturday is okay.
Saturday.
Sunday if you're busy, or Sunday.
Saturday is okay for me.
Yeah, so Saturday, one is Friday 7 p.m. and next is Saturday 7 p.m. So two groups, WhatsApp group you make, and you post it in the our main group, and devotees can join. Okay. So once it's joined, we'll see. I'll see who is. Somebody can just lead. Leader doesn't have any much work. You just have to start the Zoom, and then everyone should join the link, and then start discussing. That's it. So okay.
Okay.
Might be Dinesh Prabhu, you can just lead the
Sure.
Friday. And
As you wish,
Sridevi Mataji or Charu Mataji, you can lead the weekend group. Okay. Just start discussing. If anything, you contact me that if anything to be solved, so that you start discussing the closed book questions. So that after 6 chapters, it's easy for you to answer the exam.
Yes, yes. Sure, man.
Yeah,
Sure.
those who
Thank you,
can't
ma'am.
join, please
on
do
Friday?
self-study. What,
Mataji,
Neeraja Mataji?
Timings on Friday, 7 o'clock. Is it?
7 p.m.
7.
Yeah. Okay.
Mataji, where are the questions? All the questions?
It's not posted to you. Questions. Do you have the questions of first 6 chapters?
No, I don't.
Nobody has.
No.
Only handbook,
post it.
Mataji.
No, Mataji.
It's in the
Okay, we
handbook,
don't have
but no, there is separate for questions. I will post it now. I'll just share it with Sridevi Mataji or put it in the group directly. There are 6, the first 6 modules. There's direct questions, closed book and open book for different chapters. So now we are in 3rd chapter. So in Bhakti Vriksha, what you do is, tomorrow is Friday. Start from tomorrow. Okay. From chapter 1, start discussing the closed book. Open book, I won't ask. It's only closed book will be asked for you. Open book is essay question. Anyway, you have to just write from the book. So closed book questions are very direct questions, and 2-3 sentences have to be written. So once you go through it and you find out the answer, alone it's difficult. In a group, it's easy to do. Okay.
You'll post it today, Mataji, the questions?
Yeah, questions I'll post it. And Sridevi Mataji, please make 2 groups, Friday 7 p.m. and Saturday 7 p.m. Just put it Thursday Bhakti Vriksha or Bhakti Shastri Bhakti Vrikshas. And Friday 7 p.m., Saturday 7 p.m. The devotees can join. Okay. And
Only our class.
yeah, only our class actually. If someone outside want to join, can join, but they should be in some Bhakti Shastri course. Then they can do it.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prakash.
I was just wondering, there is a Bhakti Shastri manual from Mayapuri. If that could also be posted on the group, then they
Bhakti
can
Shastri
make
what?
Bhakti Shastri student manual.
Yeah, handbook is already posted. You don't have, I'll post it again.
No, I have it, but I thought that probably this group has not been posted.
I don't have, Mataji.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't have,
post it again. The student handbook and the questions will be posted now. Okay, I'll just go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavad
Hare
pranam.
Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna